Good morning. This is Mr. Henry Clement. Okay, give me a second. So we should do a brief introduction of these elements and atoms. Good morning. This is Mr. Henry Clement for your year 8 element and atoms. Okay. So we know that one of the main activity in chemistry is breaking down of substances to discover that they are what they are made of. Now, during this work, chemists has disclosed that some substances cannot be broken down into simpler substances by the basic means of chemical reactions. These substances are called elements. So elements are so the smallest thing is element, and the structure we call it as atoms. Atoms. So in 1669, carbon, sulfur, iron, copper, arsenic, silver, tin, antimony, gold, mercury, and lead has been discovered. And some of them are known for thousands of years. Just they are not recognized as an element. We do have this concept of elements. The order in which all other elements were discovered in the show on the page of this one. Okay. So these are the earliest one. And then this is a table, it's a European table, no? But some of these are unknown for Chinese and Muslim. Okay, maybe an earlier date. Okay. 1669, the phosphorus, cobalt, zinc, and then until the end, okay, platinum, nickel, a mixture of nickel and iron is to make the very cutlery knives, a very sharp one. Okay. Bismuth, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine. Okay, and then all this. Okay, this link you may download now, and I think you have this book, right? The link between the element and the atom. So far, we have seen the element is a substance that cannot be broken down by physical change and chemical reaction into the simpler form of metals. In the previous chapter, we learned that particles are made of the molecule, and the atom have particles from which all forms of matter are made. You also learned that the word atom means indivisible. Indivisible, no, cannot be broken down anymore. This leads to us to link element, a substance which cannot be broken down into small quantity, and an atom, a particle from the all things are made, these two together. Okay. The link is that each element is made up of one particular type of atom. Each element is made of one particular type of atom, which has its own particular properties. The property of atom of an element also gives the element its own particular properties. There are only two elements that are in liquid, room temperature and standard pressure. They are mercury and bromide. 11 elements are gas under normal condition. All those other are solids, like you see. Each element has its own property. For example, sodium is soft, silvery white, with a melting point of 98 degrees Celsius, with a boiling point of 884 degrees Celsius, whereas the choline is a 98 is a yellow-green gas with a melting point of the negative 101 and a boiling point at a negative 34. Most substances are made of two or more elements that are joined together. Yes, that's why some element that it's very hard for you to find that in their element and atoms. Okay, but they are in the molecule or compound. Okay. This compound means that there are two and more elements that are joined together. When elements forms compounds, they no longer display their own special properties. Instead, the compound has its own special property. For example, when sodium and chlorine form the compound, sodium chloride, they form a white solid with a melting point of, just now these two, you can see, melting point 801. This one is a melting point with a 98, and this one is a melting point with a negative 101, and the boiling point of the 1420. That easily form crystal. So we'll be learning this one, this crystallization data compound in the chapter 10. Probably the most particular use of property of element is in the fireworks. Compound or some element is used to make fireworks. When they are heated, they produce a light of various color. This is a dazzling firework displays. If you want to get the white color, silvery white, aluminium will do a great job. Barium will give you apple green, calcium will give you orange, calcium is blue, copper green, lithium red, magnesium white, sodium golden yellow, yes, rubidium violet red, and strontium red. Sometimes you can see that all these names they are displayed in their symbols. The first chemist was called. The first chemists were called alchemists. Two of their main activities were investigate material in an attempt to find a way to make a gold or medicine who would extend human lifespan. They wrote down detail of their investigation using symbol to represent the substance they use or produce. This use of symbol saved them times. 9.3 next chapter in the will show a few alchemist symbols. Some of the symbols were deliberately mistreated, as the alchemists really wanted to keep their work a secret, just in case they discover how to make gold and then they would make them live forever. Let's see. This is the chemistry of the symbol. This is for fire, air, water, earth. Okay. The clay. The famous one will be sand, gold, silver, copper, tin, lead, mercury, iron, zinc, antimony, cobalt, nickel. Okay, you may have a look with this chart. The alchemists also give them the substances a number of different names, again to increase secrecy. And this led to the confusion when the science of chemistry began to populate. It was decided that each substance used and investigation or produced from it should be declared identified by one name only, so that the part of the investigation should be clearly understood. 1787, Lavoisier and three other scientists set out a name of all the 300-page books. Later, Johannes Jacobs introduced a symbol was used today until represent the oil element. This element was identified by the first letter of his name. If two or more elements began with the same letter, another letter of the name was also used. Some of the symbols are made from the old name for the element. Iron, for example, has an old name of ferrum, and the symbol of Fe is made from it. Silver, also known as argentium, so its symbol is Ag. Sodium is known as natrium. Potassium is known as kalium in Latin, and some other language, and the symbol of sodium and potassium were made from this name. So the symbol of sodium is Na, and the symbol for potassium is K. Here, can you see? Kalium and natrium. Okay? The elements have received their name from a variety of sources. Some elements, such as chlorine, from the Greek word meaning green color, bromide from the Greek word means stench, are named after their properties. Other elements named after place. The place may be a small village. Strontium named is after the Strontium in Scotland, or as large as a planet. Uranium is named after the planet Uranus. A few elements such as anstinium are named after people. So today, we come to the almost last part already for today. Okay, this is about the thing you need to do some research. In year 8, we need to get familiar with the first 20 elements in the periodic table. Okay. After the large number of elements has been identified, scientists began to arrange them in order based on their property, such as mass. And a table called periodic table was produced. It is called the periodic table because if you move along the rows, element with a certain property occur periodically. We will look at how this occurs in more detail in the 3.53, but for now we need to know about the table axis and its widely used. For example, there may be a copy of the periodic table on the wall of your laboratory, shows part of the periodic table. Okay, so for this handy Cameron class, okay, on Monday we have the year 7 math and science. Tuesday, today we have the math and science for year 8. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll have the math and science for the year 9. Okay, please follow us. Okay, if you need any other things, always tell us. Sometimes we have some extra exercise we will upload in our Facebook account, and then a lot of topical and past paper and notes are available in our website called Diorfen Colorful Note. You can always go to Diorfen Colorful Note. Okay, Diorfen DIORFEN Colorful Note to get some notes. Okay, thank you. You do not need to know the first 20 element in the periodic table now. So for easy reference for your name and chemical are given reason, note that you read down the left hand column first, then sodium follow neon, and you read down the right hand column. Okay, so this one you need to do a research in this year. So you try to find out what is the first 20 element and what are the delay, what are what about the element related to your daily life. Okay. So this is the periodic table with a colorful one. So we need to learn something in the year later. The vertical row. So can you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is called group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, group 8. The whole column is the group, and then the horizontal one, the row, is called period. So the first two is the most reactive matter. It's as compared to group 7, group 7 may be also reactive, but this is the among the metal. Okay, and then we have the poor metal. Okay, which is their character may be like maybe metal or maybe not. Okay, and when you come to this metalloid, is that their character is with the condition they change. In certain condition they may be more like a metal, but on the other in the other condition they might be more like a non-metal. Okay, so this part is a non-metal, and then the whole thing here is metal, and then we have the pink one, which is called a transition metal. This is a colorful metal. That's how we can see all the colorful firework coming from here. Okay, now. Okay, the last time we have the normal gas. Okay, normal gas is very stable. We need to learn this one. Okay, so that we know that why all these other groups they have some property to behave because they want to become like the group 8. Okay, so this is the first 20. So I hope that you must learn this one by heart. Okay, so in year 9 we will be tested on this. So this is your first 20. This is the element. This is the periodic table, and you need to learn this one. And this will be the major thing that you need to be tested in our year 10, 11 also. Okay, thank you for being with us for this morning. This is very short class, brief class. And later we have the math. Okay, join us later as well. Thank you. This is Mr. Henry Clement. Bye.